Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Valheim Path of Magic live stream. Today, we're going to be working up on our swamp tunnel entrance. And we're going to be showing off a bunch of different EWP features. So in this live stream, I'm going to first introduce the different features, and then I'll get back to sort of playing more like a normal character. So we're going to be using a modified version of Dakar's conveyor belt system, which allows us to make these sort of factories with smelting and load them up. The conveyor loads coal and different things in. There's diverger involved we can sell stuff to. There's all sorts of things going on here. And not only that, but if we go over here and we go all the way up here, we can find this fancy-pantsy door. And if we touch the fancy-pantsy door, boom, we get taken somewhere else. And bear with me, the first time you go there, you always get loaded in before the other stuff just because of the way the teleport happens. I can probably optimize that at some point, but for now, that's how it works. And basically, we are now in a much bigger swamp. So we can make a base that is very safe in that original spot, and then this area, see, someone's already started building some stuff like this. Very cool, very cool. I love it. And then this is a huge, expansive swamp. And it's actually quite, wow. It's actually quite funny because I got a YouTube comment earlier today that said that one of the problems they have with Valheim is that they get used to the world generation and that you can't find the big biomes and they're often really small biomes. And it's funny because I've been ranting about that, and then this world and these tunnels are like made to deal with that, and someone commented about it. So just funny timing, right? And the idea is by making the entrance over here, as long as players can get to this part of the situation, then it's safe. So this area can be safe and more reasonable, right? It's like a demonstration. And then the next area, that's the really deep area, the more chaotic area where there's even more monsters. You got a lot of monsters here, don't get me wrong, but it's manageable, mostly. So let's start by clearing things up a little bit. Now I can get back into the more normal playing now that you understand what is going on here. We are interested in doing this conveyoring here. And in the previous session, we got the materials necessary to, let's say, convey more effectively, right? I'm being a fool. All right. We were missing a bunch of coins and also certling cores because in order to make the conveying work really well, you have to like have the conveyors going all around, and each smelter can hold 20. But what if you have like 200 ore? Well, it's just going to pass through everything, and then you'll end up with a bunch of ore that doesn't get smelted. So I'm trying to like learn about the logistics here, and it's basically a game in itself. So we went out previously and acquired more of these materials. So now there's loads more we can make. And because of the way this works, you have to sort of make these things before the conveyors for other reasons, pretty much. Teens, you're right. I should show the builder's bell. Do you remember how to make it? I don't actually remember. It's the chairs? Is it the Darkwood chairs? Like 3 of them? I completely forgot about that. That's so funny. Yeah, there's a mechanic called a builder's bell. And you make this bell, and then if you strike it, the monsters get feared away. But I don't remember exactly how to trigger it, so we'll see. We'll see if I got lucky here. And I will be organizing this place as well. It's been an absolute tip. And it's going to be nice now because we actually have everything we need here. And I feel inspired to take my time and work on a build project. So that'll be cool. Hey, yeah, there we go. All right, so now we have our builder's bell. And most enemies will just run away if you hit it, basically. And not just run away, they actually disappear. Not all the enemies, though. It mostly works, I think it doesn't work on goblin brutes and certain other things. But for the most part, if something's actively attacking you, you can just kind of yeet on it, and then it'll clear. It's a pretty cool mechanic, actually. I don't know why I didn't think of demonstrating that. Good call, teens. Very good call. Alright, so I'm going to keep going here. Ah, I remember. I need to get rid of these. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I'm going to keep making like a ring of these smelters around this base, and you'll see why shortly. But for now, I'm just going to do this, and we need a little bit of space in between each one, and they need to be going in the right direction. So previously, the conveyor output over here. Now, we're probably going to aim for like this spot right here and push the stuff through like that. And it'll go through this gap and just out there. That actually looks like nice. Right here, it's already lined up. You see? Yeah, just like something like that probably. I'll leave this here. Maybe it'll help for just visualization later. Because we're going to need to line this up here over there with all of these smelters. And as the conveyor belt goes through here, it'll go up. And it'll be possible to overwhelm all of this stuff, but that'll take a lot of iron, and that's fine. For now, we're just going to let the iron scraps also accumulate here, even though it'll be mixed, and then we'll just like take those and throw them back in the conveyor. That seems like a reasonable workload from here to here, right? See, there's all these iron scraps. I've already set up some of it. Let's get this started again. Our foreman will be very kind and get us a bunch of coal. Are we good? Everything loaded on coal too? Let's see. Because you can't just have everything start because it consumes the coal, right? So you need to actually like reload it as well. So there's probably an amount of kilns that you would need per smelter, right? But we'll figure that out later. For now, just going to keep this kind of circular pattern going so it goes up here. So we're going to need some more stone pieces in order to do so. And I think we can just continue like this. Yeah, there we go. And it's like that, right? Yeah. Hey, nice. Okay. Now we have a bit of a stone base. Doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to have something to place these on, and then the conveyors are going to go through them. And as Bao mentioned, you don't actually have to place the, like, clip the conveyors the way that I'm doing it. But I do it that way because I want the non-smelting stuff to come through the system and then get output over here, instead of just accumulating outside the base. That way I can toss things onto the conveyor, and they can get, like, sent into the same place. And we'll also be testing out another thing Dak made called the splitter, which takes certain items off of the conveyor and sends them another direction, which also sounds just absolutely trippy. And that one I might have to mess with a little bit more. So no more promises about exactly how that'll go, but we'll see. I'll work our way up to that. I'll work our way up to that. Sorry. So it'll pop down in there. We could probably, to be honest, no, we can't fit one more here. You need space to, like, go up the ramp. I mean, nah, we probably could, but maybe it should just be like this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. There you go, 180 capacity. I don't know, though. It does kind of feel like it should be, you know. I don't know, 200, 182. Am I just OCD or? Nah, that's not even proper OCD, is it? Because the ores are all in those crazy stack sizes of 30. So if you think it's 100 or 220, right? Or 200 is even, it's not even, right? So let's see, what do we got? We have 60, and then 90, and 180. Oh, so it's already even? Ah, that I guess that is how it's supposed to be then. Okay, okay. Threes are confusing. Hey, I'll deal. Maybe that's part of the story. Why would these explode? I have no notion of why these explosive smelters would explode. Who told you that nonsense? Okay, so this is all filled up, and we're gonna have all of our stacks. All right, I guess now I just have to make the actual pieces. So to make stuff, we have to have a conveyor foreman present. We turn the left button on to activate build mode. And then we look for the direction that I always forget, right? Always, always. Boom. It's going that way, okay. And then Baliog taught me that we can go, what is it, remove belts? Oh, wow, that's so cool. Ooh, look at this. I like how it's inset. I know I did this, but it's still, I didn't actually look at that part. That looks nice. All right, so where did it stop? Suspiciously looks like it stopped right there, I would say. Maybe a little further. Oh, right there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And we're going this way, hopefully. Luck on our side? I don't know. I didn't catch it. Yeah, luck's on our side. All right. Now, how do I do this? I guess I can fall in here. Oh, gosh. You know, teens, I'm kind of, I'm kind of peeved that I completely forgot about Builder's Bells being a thing because I spent so much time yesterday getting distracted, not using that and fighting the enemies. I completely forgot there was a mechanic to stop that from happening so you can just focus on building. That's great. All right, moving on. So now we can reach almost all the way, but we still have this little area we need to deal with. Looks like I have to like fill this up or build something so I can access it. I guess I could just flip it around. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this way is the way we want it to be. So I need it. Oh, that looks promising. Eh? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Hey, all right. Ah, yeah, these aren't full things, are they? This part is the hardest part. It's like needle, threading a needle, needling a thread, threading a needle. That's it, threading a needle. And then you find out later that one of these is like facing the wrong direction, right? and it matters because then it causes this accumulation, and suddenly there's all sorts of nonsense that's not going through. We'll find that out the hard way. I think I already learned that lesson though, so hopefully I spared all of you from it, but we'll see. Okay, now it's time to ramp it up. And oh, I always get this backwards. I know it's like stairs up or stairs down and then roof up or roof down. But oh, that was brutal. Maybe it's stairs go up, roof goes down. Is that it? That's what I'm gonna go with. That's my final guess. The other players learn these things better than I do. I get confused by all the differences. It's kind of funny to be honest. All right. Now we're gonna do we want to move it up, right? Ah, stairs go down. Okay, stairs go down. Ah, and that's right. And also remove belt. Yeah, all right. Good. Go, good stuff. I didn't notice anything. What do the enemies look like through these things? It's so trippy. Uh-oh. Ah, yeah. I see. I don't even think about it. I don't even think about using the bell. And they just run away. Isn't it? It's hilarious. More mechanics I've forgotten about. All right. I seem like I'm reasonably safe now. Should probably eat some food though, just in case. I had food? Oh, that's even worse. Let's see. All right, I got this now. I got this. The stairs go down, so the roof, I know what it does. It goes up. Oh, roof goes up. Yes, there we go. But the roof's actually not in a good place there, so I'm going to do this. Yeah, yeah, all right. We actually need it to be like 1 unit closer, pretty much. That'll probably work better. Or even right here. I don't remember if that causes issues, though. If the furnace or the smelter is that close to the belt. I'm gonna move it a little bit just in case. Wrong item. What does that even mean? What do you mean? Alright. Oh, yeah, now I opened a whole other can of worms for myself, didn't I? Because I have to replace the belts. I'm a fool! A fool! Classic. Alright, whatever. Yeah, alright, I'm getting used to the belt removal thing. There we go. Okay, so this time we're gonna give... Oh, let's see if we can work with the shape. Because the problem is we need to give that previous conveyor enough space. But that looks like it'll actually work. So this then puts... Ooh, no, it'll still clip, right? Because this is not where it's finally gonna end up. So let's see if we can push it back more, probably. We could probably get away with something like this, I'd say. Yeah. Oh, need the stone. No, whoa, classic, classic, whatever. Now we got it. And then all this nonsense is going to just convey into the same spot. There we go. Now that should be better. So we're going to cancel out this stuff. Boom, boom, boom. All right, that removes the things there. Let's clear out this one too. Okay. And now we should just start from the beginning, but hopefully it'll be easier because we have all the snap points. And of course, it's the wrong way there, so this way. Boom. Hey, it's not so bad if it's in the chat as your last message. That's pretty good. Pretty good, to be honest. Hey. Well, also that was quite easy. And now we can just remove half of the conveyor, which is pretty cool. You can just like disassemble parts of the conveyor and it still seems to work. Which is an awesome awesome from a mechanical perspective. Jakar did a really good job with this system. I'm excited to like keep working with it. It's very cool. All right, there we go. Now we just need this to rotate and feed into this part of the base. So let's kind of make some space for it here. Looks like it'll have to be something like this. And we're going that way. Oh, first try. What? First time for everything. I don't really like these hard angles, but I think in this case I'm just going to do a hard angle. It's fine. All right, there we go. Now we have our entrance. Let's seal things up a little bit here. I think it should be fine. We didn't actually need to remove all this stuff. All right, it's probably going to convey through here. I don't know about that part, to be honest. That looks like it might cause some issues, so I'm going to just clear it. Yeah, ooh, whoa, whoa, I see. I just... That's precarious situation there. I'm sorry, Calm. I will assume these beds will survive because of the stairs over there. Uh-oh. Definitely need more stone, though. I'm learning, though. I'm learning my lesson with this bell. Just gotta keep hitting it every now and then. Maybe for good luck, you know? You hear a weird noise? Just go hit the builder's bell. I get it now. I really am starting to catch on. Okay. Here we are. This goes through the entire system. These are, in theory, all full. So, what? Can I just turn it on now? Are we good? It'll just work? Huh? Curious. It's kind of bizarre when things actually unfold and start occurring properly. Oh, so trippy. What? Yes! That's so funny. What? They're all full. Hey! That's so cool. Wow. Let's see how much ended up being excess here. But no, they just dropped down. That's so funny. Oh my god, this is so amusing. You know, I don't really fully understand why I enjoy this system so much, but I now see that it's even funnier if it drops down onto the ground compared to when it just like conveys onto the floor level. Ooh, ooh, I think we're gonna work with that. So let's find some. I guess I can use some of the black marble here. Just block up this gap. We found a black marble chest, or a black marble building crate in one of the earlier setups, which was lovely. Let's see, what about here? Yeah, see, it has that gap, but I don't really like that. But I guess beggars can't be choosers, huh? Maybe if I just use some Growlstone. Hey, yeah, this might work better, actually. Let's see. How do I make this work? Hey, there we go. I don't want it to, like, clip onto the thing. But it's kind of cool to see the arrow. So I guess we'll just do something simple. Yeah. Tiny little touch of detail in a very messy place. Hey! It's so funny to see it all working. Oh, that's great. Oh. I heard something. So, you know. Learning my lessons, teens. They're training me. They're training me. I'm learning what to do now. Alright, so now we get all of this iron that ends up getting smelted here. Pretty much one by one. And then we get the scrap iron, right? So, let's see. There's actually another thing that we can try while this is all going on. We don't actually need the conveyor to be conveying all the time because it loads everything. So you can pretty much have everything loaded up and then turn it off. And then you just wait and it'll like output all of the items and everything, right? So that gives us a little bit of time while all this stuff is processing to think about the next thing, because the car has a splitter and I'm just gonna test it real quick and see, because we tried to do this change to the splitter but I didn't test it, so I'm not gonna assume that it works because it was something experimental. So you have one of these and then you place, I think it's this piece, is this right? Oh, I think so. Let's see. Is there a sign here? Oh, no. This was the dismantler, right? Yeah, this is the wrong thing. This is another thing you can make, which is very, very cool. But for now, we're just going to get rid of that. What we were actually trying to make, I think, is this one, maybe. Let's see. No, not that one. What piece is it? I don't remember which piece it is. Let's see. I told the chat earlier. So... where did I put it? Ah, yeah. And... one moment. Ah, I didn't say in the chat. Okay. I have to look at the script. Or I could just look at whatever Dakar has the default one on. That will be faster. Config share, conveyor belt. There we go. Ah, here we are. He said... wood wool 45. Hey, there we go. Okay. Wood wool 45. That's... ah, I see why you did it that way. Because that's the... it puts things in a direction, right? I wonder which direction is which. Okay. let's imagine it is an arrow and it's pointing that direction. I guess that's feasible. That's logical, right? So let's see what happens. Hey. All right, all right. Now let's see. We have the chest. Ooh, but there's this chest too. That's gonna mess everything up. Yeah, honestly. Ooh, this thing's big. Okay, I see. Yeah, this thing's quite big. So basically what happens is things go in here, pretty much. You can ignore the wood part. It shouldn't matter because it's adjusted. And then... No, I remember. They can come in from any end, I believe. And then they go out here. I'll have to test it in a better spot. Give me a moment. Let's actually do it properly because it was a little bit bigger than I expected. It's bigger than the dismantler. Remove splitter. Oh, I didn't add the command for it. All right, let's see. Well, I have no choice but to actually fix the file now. Boom. So the idea here is it used to be a sign, and you would write the prefab on the sign that you wanted to get split from the current conveying. And then it would output that way. And we tried to change it so it's a chest. That way you can put the items you want split in the chest, and then it will look in the chest and put all of the items of the type in that conveyor. That way you can split multiple items with one splitter. But when I copied everything over, I didn't actually involve the part that allows us to remove it when I enabled the splitter. So I need to go into the files real quick and find that. Let's see, this is conveyor guidance, maybe? I think that's the part it's in. Let's see, splitter. Oh, no, okay. Ah, okay, it looks like I just disabled it, so it's somewhere else. Yeah, I know. I'll just copy it from Dak's original script. Let's see. Where does he handle the guidance? Ah, it was on a later file. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, here it is. Let's see, maybe remove works, or is that just... Oh, that's how you get rid of the builder's bell. That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. That's pretty funny, though. I guess we can just make it work, actually. It's right here. That's not ideal. But for now, I'm just going to leave it there and not worry about it too much. We're just going to turn this back on and see how this goes. We'll see if it interacts. I don't think it's going to interact because nothing's touching it. But we should just be able to now have all of this output, all of the bars from earlier. And it's just going to spew them out here pretty much. Let's see. so funny to watch. Uh, hello on Twitch, by the way. Welcome. I haven't looked at the viewer count, but I see that you're there now. Hello, hello. It's always cool when someone finds me on a platform I don't exist on. It's also cool when someone finds me on YouTube, don't get me wrong. But I guess that's one of the fun parts about streaming, right? You can reach out and do it in different places. And there's so much to learn about streaming that I didn't know about. Like, you would think that making videos and streaming is like the same, but I've made videos for a long time, and I feel like there were a lot of like editing skills I don't have, but aside from that, I'm pretty used to like how things work conceptually. But with streaming, it's like you have to multitask a lot. There's all these other things you have to keep in mind. It's like genuinely more intense, which can be interesting. I've been enjoying it, in all honesty. I've been enjoying it quite a lot. And so now we have our system here. So let's work on making this like less of a crazy cluster crap. I think the main thing is we need more stone so that we can give this more structure. And then this part, I'll probably make into some like windows that go around. But the main thing we need is stone. So let's buy some food, basically. Look at my inventory. I got loads of nonsense everywhere. So let's deal with that here. Just gonna make some nonsense. Gotta store all the nonsense before we deal with the nonsense. Alright. First things first, we'll need another builder's bell because I accidentally found the command to remove the builder's bell, but not the other stuff. So for now, we need to make some iron nails. I think 2 more of them should be fine. And then that should give us everything we need to set up our builder's bell. Just for aesthetics sake, I'm going to set it up over here, even though I'm going to have to take it down later. We're looking for the darkwood chair, and what you do is you take 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then boom, you get a builder's bell. And then you hit it, and then boom. The enemies get feared, they get damaged a little bit, so they're supposed to run away and disappear. They don't always behave, but for the most part, they behave. There we go. So that allows us to focus on organizing this absolute nonsense place over here. I sort of do want to keep that original shape, but I see that here, this part, that's just not necessary. And for now, I'm just going to start getting rid of a bunch of stuff that makes it look cluttered. And then anytime something happens, we're just going to strike that builder's bell and hope for the best. So we want to take it down to this wall, but in a predictable pattern that makes sense, not some random clippy nonsense, right? Something like that looks fine. And then we have the staircase here. I'll put all that stuff up later. And I guess I can actually fight this guy. Hiya! Ooh, tragic. What's he doing? Whatever. I don't have time for this, actually. I changed my mind. Star says, you've got me in the habit of using the word nonsense a lot more than I used to, so thanks for that. You know, nonsense is a good word. It's not too offensive, but it's not too common. And, you know, we live in a world surrounded by nonsense, so I think it works well. It's quite useful. Are ghosts not affected by the builder's bell? Is that what's going on? I guess he's not really causing me any trouble, to be honest. I cause myself enough trouble. Did I just break my... yeah, okay. Alright, I guess first things first is we'll need more open space so the mine doesn't go insane, right? Let's see, is this workbench, if I place this, is it going to make the person teleport when they use it? Or is it going to work? So why can't I place it? Huh. Curious. Hey, alright. Okay, let me gather my thoughts for a second here. What a tip. What a tip. Okay, so in general, people will come from the crypt. Well, when I say people, I mean me pretty much, because I don't know if other people are going to do this, but the idea is this is a crypt that you can go into to get some iron and then have it smelt while you're getting more iron in the crypt. And the crypts are longer. You see what I'm getting at? So it all comes together. But we need to figure out that part. So it loads, it goes in there, it outputs, that's fine. But now there's the reality that this whole place is an absolute tip, isn't it? So what we need to do is start basically getting more stone. I see what we need to do. So I'm going to sell this extra stuff here. And we also have these coins. We can place the coins in some chests so we can access them. And then we just take our stuff over here to our friendly neighborhood verger. Oh. Oh, yeah, and he buys metal. That's right. So he could buy iron. Hey, that's a way to get money out of the crypt. Interesting. I wonder how much he pays for 20 iron. Iron. Or 30 iron, rather. We happen to have a bunch of it, so I can probably sell some and it'll be fine. Let's see. Thanks for the metal. 200 coins. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's not like a huge amount of money, but I mean that is useful, considering we're right next to a huge source of iron. All right. Now, we have some other stuff to sell him. This, and this. Boom. Nice. All right, now we need to put our stuff away here. And I'm going to need more stone. And if I remember right, yeah, we would need another. There's actually a way to get stone from copper bars, but because we don't have another kind of verger, we have to use the normal floor trade. And this time I'm going to actually look it up and not mess it up and get wood by mistake, which I usually do. All right, 450 wood is 970 coins. 970, right? So we get our coins out of the chest over here, and we're going for 970. We need a pile of that, then we just toss it down, and then we buy it, and then boom, we have our wood, or our stone, rather. I'm glad it wasn't wood. Now we have a little bit of stone, and we can help sort of well, that'll help us sort of envision a framework here, because this tower there, I think, can just become a wall in this bigger thing here. So we can make this like a bigger perimeter wall, and maybe these are like some little windows or a courtyard or something, so you can see this, and I'll clear this later. And that wraps around as well. So that would mean that we pretty much go around and start clearing more of the stuff that's just visually in the way. We want to convert things into their item sort of prefab their loose state, or they're the material, right? Looks like we can take down another row of this right here. Uh-oh. Oh! I had no idea who was there. You know, what's funny is sometimes the monsters will attack the builder's belt and then auto-fear themselves. I should have checked. You can just crouch sometimes and then you'll just know that there's enemies nearby. But when I talk too much, I tend to get, let's say, distracted. Go away. Leave me alone, Mr. Rake. Leave me alone. It's okay, I think we're good. Hooray! Did he? Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's totally gone. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now you can probably get rid of a little bit more up there. I'm very easily confused, so basically all of this nonsense is making me unable to think, and I need to open it up more. Like, for example, this forge isn't even here anymore, so I can't do anything with that stuff. That'll all go to the side. Also, the gravestone there was kind of problematic, but for now, we're just going to move it away, and we're trying to clear up some, like, central thinking space, basically. So there's a bunch of nonsense getting in the way of central thinking space. Like, look at all this. Look at all this. That's what I need, though. Hey, alright, cool. Just gotta clear our previous tombstone a little bit. At least you get grousing from when you die. And so you can clear the tombstone that way. And if you want to get rid of this thing, you can. It's fine. It's not like you need to keep them there. But it is a little bit of the process. You know, you need to dig up your grave. There's your skeletal remains. And then there's the core of your existence. And you need to remove it so that the record is gone that someone died there. You know, it's a bit of a process, but technically it's doable by any character. Then you have some of this nonsense, and you should probably just, you know, just cover it up a little bit, and then it's all groovy. Everything's good. See? It's like nothing was ever there. So, we're just going to allow the ghost to be there and continue processing our reality here. Honestly, this conveyor also is overextending right now, so we're just going to go remove belts. Oh. Ah, wait, does it sometimes not do it? Oh, I wonder if it's because I logged out. Maybe that's why. Well, we can always remove it the old-fashioned way. That would also explain why maybe the other one wasn't working. Perhaps I did something to break them. Completely possible, by the way. Completely possible. If something doesn't work in general, you should assume it's me doing something that messed it up, rather than whoever I got the scripts from. I tend to adjust things a lot, in all honesty. Alright, let's get some food. Hit the bell for good measure. I guess maybe we should even have, like, arrows equipped, right? So that I can shoot the bell. Because I'm pretty sure if you shoot the bell, it still triggers. And we probably have some arrows over here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Some basic arrows. Now I don't even have any explosive arrows. So when something goes amiss... Yeah, there we go. I just do that, and then we're safe. We can just keep doing this most of the time. Certain enemies, of course, they have such a grudge against us that we have to actually dismiss them. Alright, but this is a good spot here. I'm thinking this might be the main entrance. Even though it's a little to the side, it's just there's so many enemies and stuff over there. This can be like a moat or something. And that could be like a little bridge. I don't know. I'm just getting creative with it. We'll figure that out. But players will see this spot as they come down, because this is like a heavy traffic part of the main path. So it's pretty far away from the center, but it is something that most players at some point who keep playing will go down. So actually, maybe not, because Pan made a shortcut around this area, so maybe they just skip it. It is pretty dangerous this way. Maybe that's why the others had no idea where I was earlier, and I was like, huh, what? It's funny. Alright. So yeah, that's just the basic premise here. This will be like the entrance. And we'll go in. That's like the gatehouse, so to speak, right? So maybe here... Here could be like a little room. That'll be like the receiving room. Maybe this little area here... This could be the storage area, and that... Oh, it's clicking! Oh, I get it. I see. This is cluttered because there's too many things going on. But really, most of the clutter is storage, so the storage just needs to be at the entrance to the gatehouse, and then... Alright. Alright, let's symmetrify this a little bit here, because that's just some nonsense randomly placed earlier. Let's do something a little bit cheeky here, and, you know... You can build with these kind of stairs, see? Yeah, we're gonna show off all the fancy EWP features. These are the goblin stairs, and you can just swap them out if you want to. And I use the command goblin small, but you can use a bigger command, and that would actually change, like, maybe those roof pieces. I don't remember if those are the right kind, actually. I guess we can humor it. Let's see. Well, I don't know what changed, to be honest. I have no idea. So I'm gonna reverse that. Uh, what is that? What's right there? Ah, yes, from earlier. Oh, okay, okay. That I was worried that that was something important, but it definitely wasn't. That's the basics of it. That's how you fix stuff. So we're just gonna use this one again real quick. The small one only looks at pieces within 3 meters. So that's better to use if you don't want to mess too much other stuff up. And that's gonna be the entrance. Is that even centered? Let's see. We have 2 meters there, and then we have 2 meters here. And each one of these pieces is... Wait a second. That doesn't make any sense. Ah, yes, because that's the base of the tower. This is wrong. I think, right? Because this one... I see what happened. Looks like I messed up the angle. It's supposed to be 2 turns, right? But here, you see that? Oh, that's the kind of thing you do once and then the whole thing's off. So maybe I'll just make the whole base bigger as a result of that. Because now I made that mistake on this side. So I guess what I can do is I can just make the same mistake in a symmetrical way on the other side. And then it'll be as if it was purposeful, right? So all I have to do is turn it once instead. And then still continue the pattern as if I didn't know that. So now it would be 1, 2, right? And in theory, this is going to be symmetrical to what happened earlier. But I don't know that for sure. Looking pretty promising though, to be honest. Yeah, and this is a little bit bigger. And I should just be able to shoot the builder's bell. And this guy will leave me alone. Oh, I missed. Valid strategy? Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, it's so funny. I love how they just leave. Like it's like they're like, ah, nope, we don't fuck with builders. All right. This is solid. Let me make sure that is the mistake I made, right? So these have 2 turns, that has 1. So that means this has 1 turn, and all the other turns 2. And then this, I'm assuming, is 2 as well. That looks like 2. Yeah, so it sort of wraps around, and then we don't even continue the pattern anymore. So it probably doesn't even matter that I broke the pattern over there. This looks solid. Alright, but because this is in the water, let's switch the pattern here, and we're going to use these nasty pieces. I don't like building with these, but they're instance friendly. You know, so it's good to, like, hide them in your closet or something and make sure no one knows you build with them. But, there we go. That's good enough. I think this is our outer perimeter for now. And for my own sake, I'm just going to, like, get rid of this stuff and fill this up a little bit here. Otherwise, I'm going to continuously get stuck in that water area. And I guess I'll leave the icon, but I'll take the Growston. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Alright, so now we have this area. We got a little bit of a buffer zone, right? And I do want to keep that specific wall that has the Dverger door on it. So I guess we don't need the rest of it. We'll see how it goes, though. We might end up just remaking that whole thing. I do like the kind of spiral staircase inspiration, though. Maybe we'll keep that pattern going. We'll see. None of the others have active beds here, I think. So it's probably fine here. I think these are just beds that people have used. But they've all been playing since they've been here, and they're in other places for the most part. So I'll have to make a different area. But for now, okay, we have our outer perimeter pattern. And we have a way to deal with the mobs effectively. Instead of continuously trying to fight them. Yeah, you better run away. Go, go, shoot. Now, we should be good to continue forward at a reasonable manner. Got our pattern. That looks symmetrical, I think. Sometimes the perspective makes it look a bit weird, but for the most part, that looks solid. This is going to be our entrance, so to speak, and this looks like an ideal spot for some kind of absolutely packed storage area. Like a compact storage area, maybe with some floors. We'll see. We'll see. I'm actually going to make it water level. Probably going to build like a little stone floor here because, you know, I spent a whole playthrough getting money, so now I can just buy more stone when I run out of it. It's like 1,000 coins, no, 900 something, almost 1,000 coins for 400 something stone, which ends up working out. It's enough to build and run out of something. And for this little storage room, we're going to go with it being compact, but I want to use a little like floor design here. Just a very, very, very basic, simple pattern. That's like at an angle. So it's going to be weird. Bear with me for a minute here. It won't match the way we build the walls, and supposedly that will be cool. I don't know though. Might just be very confusing. Sometimes I like a little bit of asymmetry. You know what I mean? Another one. Didn't your friend tell you what happens over here? There's nothing interesting. Nothing interesting at all. Technically, once you see that purple effect on them, you're safe, I think. And you can not worry about it. I think. Maybe. Probably. I always feel hesitant. The moment I say you're safe, I'm like, every other time I've ever made that claim, I've been proven wrong, so, you know, it is what it is. All right, and this goes under there, so it should be fine. Won't have issues with it, I hope. See, it looks kind of cool. I kind of dig it so far. We'll see. I'm just trying to make it so that there's sort of a pattern over here. And this is going to be the one area, this one little tiny spot is going to be the organized area. And once this tiny little area is organized, and it's right at the entrance, near the dungeon, near the conveyor, you know, easy to use. You have to actually pass the storage to go into the rest of it. I think that's a good flow. So everything is just going to be right here somehow. And probably made with black marble pieces, to be honest. I like them, and I got like 200 of them, something like that, 260. So it could just be this little spot here that is like this black marble storage thing. How should we do that? This needs to be, let's see, what happens if we clip it like that? I don't know if the items will make it through there, but I have a feeling they will. Let's go with it. We're going to use the same pattern here, though. And I'm probably going to adjust this a little bit. Maybe we'll do some kind of alternating pattern or something. But that looks solid. Okay. Now, how should we handle this here? We could make it line up. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, we're just going to make it line up here. So let's... How should we handle that? Ah, I see. Okay. You're just going to go right there. And then that is just going to be like that. I guess it's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about it for now. We need to have this. Yeah, alright. It's coming along. And that. Keep going. Oh, no, we don't want that. I wanted it clipped into this part here on the floor. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so the idea is here, that is our little storage cubby, so to speak, and we can mess with this a little bit. Give us some more space. It doesn't, you know, this is just a general framework here. And I should probably make this actually more of a repeatable pattern, because I did the corners there weirdly, and that's going to screw me later. So instead of trying to keep up with this double layer thing, which confused me, what I'm going to do is actually just start it here. Let's see if we can clip in one more time. That's fine. I guess we can do it something like... Ideally, it would be right here, so I need one more. How would I separate that? I don't even know what has the right snap points, to be honest. I'll just live with it. That works. So this is going to go here. And then pretty much this area, it can actually be offset a little bit. So it can go like that. And now we're going to clip here instead. And that should probably be fine. And that way we can do it like this. And this will make it easier to lay the rest of it because we actually kept the degrees right here. So we can use this area to place all of the chests, pretty much. And I'll probably use storage barrels, actually. Let's see. What do I have available? No barrel hoops. But maybe we can just find some in a cart. Are they in the cart, maybe? I feel like I did bring some barrel hoops. Ah, yeah, but we used them all over here. How's that going? I've got a lot of wood. Let's just delete the ones that are empty. Or almost empty. And then you can see how there's all sorts of nonsense as well. But at this point, I guess I should be smelting this iron, right? May as well. I can work on the rest of the stuff after that. Let's load this up. Looks like everything's ready. We just need to fill it all with iron. Okay. I'm gonna refill the coal here. Is that some accumulation there? What's that? Oh no, that's stone. Okay. Sometimes like the little pieces and stuff fall out. It's pretty funny. Ah, there we go. Now we don't have any more coal. Let's test something actually, because we have so many smelters. We probably could use another one of these and double our sort of refill rate. Because probably to actually keep up, you would need more. It's probably 1 to 1. I haven't done the math personally, but that wouldn't surprise me at all. So there we are. And now we need to just make sure that it kind of lines up. Doesn't have to line up perfectly, but you have to make sure that it falls in the right place. Otherwise, it doesn't end up getting caught by the conveyor. Like this one might actually be a tiny bit too far forward. You see how there's like a whole 50 pile of coal there? So let's try and mediate that. I think in this case, what we can do is actually just use a piece like this, because we need to close that gap. And make it so that the stone can easily go into the place that it needs to, and that should just fix it. At least that's fixed it when I did this before. Yeah, because it'll basically hit that and then bounce down a little bit. And here, I guess, yeah, we could work on that. And then let's see, he should just fill it. Yeah, cool. We can probably make one more. Why not? That might actually be more realistic. Now that we know that this is exactly where it needs to be. And it appears to be working. All we have to do is place it. Oop, nope, 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 nope. Nice. Does he fill it? Oh, I think this one's probably too far away. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this kiln is too far away. But that's fine, honestly. We have so much wood. I don't even care. These two are burning free wood, but then this one we actually have to pay for pretty much. I could probably squeeze another one in here, but for now, we're just gonna keep this going. Everything's operating there. So what we need to do is actually take some of the iron out and fill it up. And this is a good chance to see how much it can handle, right? Because we still have a lot of iron left over. Let's grab 180 of it, which is the maximum capacity for this system at the moment. And ideally, there is a little spot right here. So actually, let me deal with that. We're going to turn the conveyor off, turn it back on. And then I need a little tilted thing I can push something up. Ford asked a very specific and related question. How do conveyors work? And that's a good time to ask that, because I'm doing all that here. Oh, I can't remember. Stairs go down. This goes up. Yeah, I think that's how it is. Hey, nice. Got it. All right, so basically, now we're gonna grab this, turn it back on, and now I should just be able to toss these here. Oh, no. Oh, hey, it worked! Hey, I didn't expect it to work. Okay, that was easy. We just put him there. We put him in a pile. It took the whole pile? Okay. Well, that's what conveyors do. Hello, Agent 66. Welcome. How goes it? This is a conveyor system that Dakar made using Expand World prefabs, and we're playing on Path of Magic, which is a Valheim Expand World prefabs server. So the crazy thing about it is it's pretty much Valheim mods without any mods installed on the client. So anybody who plays on the server gets the experience even though they have vanilla Valheim. Pretty much you mod the server, you don't mod the client. And you can do all sorts of crazy stuff. Like this is a builder's bell, and it makes the enemies leave you alone, so you can build stuff while you're working on build projects. And that's it. It's pretty simple. There's all sorts of really cool stuff. And this is the conveyor system. That is a diverger, which is a whole other system, something else entirely. So let's focus on the conveyors. There's these buttons, right? There's the button that turns the conveyor on. There's a bunch of sound effects as well. And then there's build mode. Build mode enables you to make a conveyor. To make the conveyor, you place a piece that's a normal piece, like this. And then because build mode's on and you're close to it, it converts it into a little belt piece. And then you can remove it with something like this. And then you do that to build the whole thing, and then you do this to turn stuff on. And you can do all sorts of cool little mechanisms, right? Like this is for when a player wants to load like manually from the base, and they can load all of those things just by tossing some stuff in here, right? But if I go over here, we can see we have a longer conveyor. And so this one will be for the iron scraps from the sunken crypts. But for now, what we're working on is actually moving storage, because there's too much nonsense everywhere. It's hard to think, and we need to clear up the feng shui, so to speak, so that one can have a clear head and decide what to do. So in order to accomplish that, we have to take these chests that have excessive nonsense in them and dismantle them. And it looks like I could sort of combine some of them together, because everything's all disorganized anyway, so we're just gonna keep it like that. And we're just trying to stuff everything into less of the barrels so that we can get our barrel here. And I got some more nonsense, nice. And then wood, and then we barely have any of this, so let's get rid of that. We're basically redoing all of the storage in this area, so really doesn't matter where stuff is. It's going to be super disorganized so that it can then become super organized in theory. Agent 66 says, when did you start playing Valheim? A while ago, to be honest. I think it was like, I don't even know. I didn't actually start playing Valheim at the beginning. I was playing it like when everyone else started playing it. Like a lot of people were playing it, and then I just kept going. Hey, what's up, Shin? Or Jake, how's it going? And I wasn't doing this kind of
I
stuff
made
though,
it.
to be honest. I was just doing like more normal things. But then about well, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, Raka in the Valheim World Editing Discord showed me this script thing, and then I got obsessed with this Valheim way of like scripting and changing things, and players have ideas and then we try and implement them, and that's how like we come up with all these mechanics, and it's really really cool. So it's just been so fun that like I've just been obsessed with it ever since. And that's when I really got really into Valheim, to be honest. I've liked Valheim a lot. It was one of my favorite games before then. But it wasn't a game I could just like play all the time, to be honest, because it would just get boring. Like you're in a world and it stops, like it just stops being interesting. Other people stop playing, whatever. Whereas when you can adjust the rules, the mechanisms, and you can incentivize new players to join and progress and leave and go, it like makes the world feel more interesting and alive, and that allows you to keep playing longer and longer. I don't think I play BO6 agents because I don't know what BO6 is, to be honest. No idea. But now I'm going to work on the storage system a little bit. So are we going to make it barrel-based? I do like the barrel-based system, but that would mean I need to go buy more barrels. But that might be really smart, to be honest. We could use loads of barrels. Maybe that would be better. I have a feeling that's going to be the better idea. Do you want to go on a mission, Jake? If I give you coins, do you want
Yes,
to go
sir.
buy some barrels from the Halder?
Oh yeah, I brought you some. I only found one though. I just put it in this chest right here.
Hey,
But yeah, I
thank
can
you.
go get some more.
Here, one second. Oh, what just happened?
I was trying to investigate your. Oh,
Hey, our
well,
kiln
blew up.
exploded.
Killing. Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to investigate your conveyor system right now. I had mine pretty similar, and I wasn't sure if it was passing through. How do you get them to seamlessly pass through? Do
You
you
have to.
you have conveyor slots under the smelters too?
No, you have to. Yeah, so basically you place the smelter after the stone, and then you clip the conveyor through it. You don't have to do that, but that makes it so that all the other stuff goes through the smelter. Make sense?
Right on. I understand.
Oh, Pan says he has a lot of barrel hoops.
You got some scrap iron stuck right here. You might need a ramp.
Yeah, this looks like...
Anything.
I wonder why this part, these ones didn't do anything.
I can run over to Pans real quick. It's pretty
Let's see what
close.
happens.
I'll be back.
Agents, I won't respond to you anymore because you're just one of those people who's coming here and making small talk that you don't really care about so you can sell something. So I'll just leave you alone. I'm trying to figure out why this scrap iron didn't work before. I think maybe the conveyor's like it's better if it's like one item at a time, pretty much. I'm not sure though. Oh no, oh no. I'm gonna learn my lesson. I love the animations for that. It's funny. Alright, so this is another chest of nonsense. And here's more chests of nonsense. And we're gonna get some barrel loops on the way. So that means this storage area will get filled with barrels. So for now, let's build a couple and just kind of figure out how are we gonna label this? How is this system gonna work? I honestly, I like the way the conveyor looks there, where you can see it. So I kind of want to keep that in the background instead of just like tile over it. You know what I mean? Because I could cover stuff up like this, right? But if I do that, then I don't know. It loses out on that. Like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? I feel like I can incorporate this conveyor right here somehow into the view of this storage area while keeping things quite compact. So I just have to figure out how to properly use the barrels. And I think for aesthetics sake, I'm also going to do this here. Let's see, what does it look like on that side? It's half clipped in? Okay. That's not perfect, but we'll just act like that works. There we go. See, now it's a little bit better. I guess really here, though, we could have the full thing. Yeah, there's no harm in that. There we go. Yeah, now it just looks, I don't know, there's something about that just pleases me. I'm simple. Ford says, from the Skyrim Tavern, what would be the best way to get to the Mistlands? Basically, you just keep running down the main path, and it leads to a path, a sky path, through a really long stretch of Mistlands. But the closest developed base to the Mistlands would be the Ark, which is very close to where you were before. That was at that salty Serpent Inn and then that Ark place. That's like the closest safe base that has a path that leads to some Mistlands with some mines. And then if you follow that path there, off the main path, there is like a base inside the Mistlands in this tower area. I don't know if that's perfect address for you, but maybe that's enough information to figure it out. Now, how do we do this? Oh, 12, 12, 12, 12. Yeah, 12's enough. Let's see. Now, how am I going to label these things? Because before in the other base, I just labeled it pretty simply, right? It has like a sign that's kind of behind it, and then some kind of color, usually white. I was trying to color it differently, but then it's so hard to see some of them, so now I think I'm just going to use an alternating pattern. So it'll be color white, and then like color cyan or something. And the pattern before was, so item, and then space all the way to the end, and then put a period there. And then that tabs it up, right? Just makes it easier. So probably something like this, and then maybe basically those can all be set up. And then after that, there can be a layer added to it where they like clip into each other. I don't know, like something like that. You see what I'm saying? It does look like a toilet, but I think it looks pretty cool, because then you see the label, and then boop. I don't know, though. Still just being experimental. What do you guys think? Anybody got any ideas here? I'm basically, there's going to be a whole bunch of them. So I just got to figure out how to make this sort of one unit look nice, and then I'll just repeat that pattern across a whole bunch of them. And that's pretty much it. So maybe something even simpler, like maybe the barrel itself can be like this. I don't know why I feel like I have to clip something, to be honest. I just think it looks cool. Obviously I don't need to. It could just be barrels. But then if there's like a whole bunch of them next to each other, I don't know, it just looks, I don't know. It seems like it would look nice. But then there's the sign situation. And I like that part, but maybe we don't need it like that. Maybe I'm overthinking it with the like tabbing the sign, and we can take advantage of just like the front of it or something like this. Let's see. And then let's say this is stone, for example. It could work. The thing is, though, when they're all next to each other, I don't know, there's something... We'll see. Give me a moment. Does cyan work? No. I have to use the hex code. 1 second. What is the hex code for bright cyan? I'll just use this one. First one I found. Don't know if it's the right one. I don't recognize it, so maybe not. And then boom. Yeah, okay, this is going to be wood. Yeah, there we go. It's good enough. So these will be our alternating colors here. But if we place the other piece here, the thing that I think is kind of I don't know about is when I place it, for example. I like it when there's like a distinction or a barrier between them, right? It like makes it a bit easier to separate things, but in this case, I don't know. Like I feel like something's missing. Just don't know what. And these also aren't very compact. Hey, you got the hoops. Awesome. Do you feel like going on a super adventure and getting a lot of hoops?
Yeah, sure.
I
You
don't
could
need
tame a
any
tiger
more
with all the hoops we're
now.
gonna get.
I don't need any more now, but last time I bought like 26 of them, and then I used all of them. So apparently, they're worth investing in. So here, let's see, we have...
I was thinking about going through and getting a whole bunch of stone ready for the build through the portal.
Yeah, you're welcome to. I'm basically just going to focus on this one, and then hope that other players will get excited about the other end of the tunnel. And like be inspired by the conveyors here. So this is like a demo base for them. Make sense? Showing
Right
them
on.
what's possible. Wait, where are? Yeah, there you are. Here, I'll give you some coins. I have 1,400 coins, pretty much, to be converted into hoops, please. I would much appreciate it. Ford says they remember the Ark. It saved me from being lost forever. I think a lot of us have gotten saved by the Ark, to be honest. It's not just you. Alright, so now in theory, we'll have even more hoops later on, and then Jake has something to do. I don't know if you needed something to do, but now you have something extra to do. And it's just a matter of figuring this out, because I like how it looks, but also at the same time, it's not compact enough. But it is 1x1 unit. So maybe... the water level's right here, though. Let's see. Maybe I can actually do the cardinal Valheim sin and not use snap points, and that'll fix my issue I have here. I just feel like it needs something in between them. Otherwise, it just, you know, feels like something's missing. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, there we go. Obviously, these are a little bit different, but this is what it'll actually be like. That was the first draft, you know. Now, that looks more solid, and it helps. I think it's in my brain. Like, if I see a separation, it helps me, like, conceptualize that those two things are different. Whereas if the signs clip into each other, my brain, like, doesn't conceptualize that they're this different, even though obviously, like, one says stone, the other says, like, wood, for example, right? Oh, color equals color equals wood, right? Like this. I prefer this in my head is easy. Like I just know the separations there. I don't have to pay attention. But it's like here, my brain thinks for a second they're the same, and then it's like, oh, they're not. And so that's why I'm obsessing about this gap, because this is just one modular component. And then I want to scale it out a bunch. And probably instead of here, this system, like these will be the most common ones, and they'll just be one unit here to make it like aesthetically pleasing, and it'll just continue on. But then this area might stack up like a whole wall of them or something. And then those will be labeled. So I want to like get it visually down, and then I'll be able to keep going. And it looks like I need to make sure I place the barrel first, and then I use the back wall to clip that other piece. So now that I have a better sense of what is actually going on here, we can set this area up. So here I'm going to clear some of this floor a little bit, because I want to keep this kind of pattern going. I think it looks pretty cool. And this is already like in a square, right? So this square part we can keep pretty much, but then this area I can keep it like tilted. Or maybe I remove the entire floor. We'll see. Hello, Mr. Wraith. Hello, hello. Uh-oh. Let's see, is he gonna leave? Did he leave? Can I like jump on him? No. He just left. That's so great. That works too well. Alright, I guess that this... Alright, that's going, that's going. One of the kilns already exploded, that's fine. We'll deal with that later. Alright, back to this. So... this area can be kind of like a longer storage spot. I see. I see. Okay, okay. Yeah, and I'm actually just gonna match the pattern of the conveyor. That way. Let's see how that works. I've got a good feeling about this. I can already tell the base... like when I first start working on something, it's super, super, super messy. But then, as long as I stick to the organizing, eventually it gets to a point where it is reasonably organized sometimes. And I sort of feel like that's starting to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so here, what do we do now? This, got a clip in there. Okay, but we need another one of these. May as well just build this temporarily. Alright. Oh yeah, and of course, there's the trick I learned from before. Aim at the thing, hold shift, and then... so many new things to learn that I forget about. Alright, so now we have our thing here. We're going to use that other corner thing. There we go. This should be good. And this is just going to keep going just like this. And I guess here, this can be the end of it. Okay? Now, we'll use this here. And we're going to try and like organize it a little better here. Oh, it looks kind of cool seeing the conveyor there, though, to be honest. Oh, now I'm torn, because the visual of that is interesting. And we can basically capitalize on that on the interior, right? So maybe I can expand the storage here. And then that is just an area you see the conveyor, right? Also, if you kill monsters, their stuff gets conveyed. Pretty funny. Oh, I'm sure there's all sorts of ways people would abuse this to make farmers. I'll turn this off for a moment. I think this is fine for now. Let's see, we might actually be able to reload everything. Need a bunch of coal. Yeah, we're out of coal. And it probably has smelted a lot of the iron, so let's pick up some of the old iron here. We're only going to take 3 stacks of it this time. And do our magic. I learned the lesson before that it's better to do it like one pile at a time. If there's a whole bunch and it tries to move all of them at the same time, it can be a little bit more problematic, so we're just going to do it this way. And then it'll travel all the way around and then get loaded up into all these. And I think these stopped because they seem to have ran out of coal. Makes sense, because that forge, that kiln earlier exploded. So, there we go. Yeah, it looks like you can actually have a bunch of kilns that are making more coal consistently. It's just that third kiln is too far away. So probably what we would do is convert one of these into a kiln and then move it further along the line and maybe like squish these together a little bit. It's definitely working for now though. Very, very nifty. Alright, and then this is just normal. That's fine. This will help reload all of those, although probably not as fast as they're smelting. And now we're just going to keep this floor pattern going over here because we want to make a proper storage area. Because once you have that proper storage area, everything else just kind of is easy. But getting that proper storage area set up can be tricky, especially for traditionally disorganized people like me. Alright. I'm so glad we can buy stone, though. Don't have to just, like, mine stone all the time. I definitely see how, like, I see how having to, like, acquire the resources makes the building more fun. But also at the same time, having to acquire resources all the time makes you not able to build. So, like, it's an interesting balance that one has to deal with in a game like Valheim. So I definitely don't blame Iron Gate, because that is actually kind of tricky to do properly. Hey, this looks pretty good. I think that's probably good enough for the basics of our little storage area. So here we'll have just a really simple one-tier system. And then over here, maybe there will be like a two-tier system. And this will also help block visibility from that area because there's a bunch of monsters over there normally. So we'll see how that goes, but whoa. Did that wraith just activate the builder's bell? Whoa, that was brutal. Well, you got the wraith, Ford. He disappeared. That was brutal. Ford says, will pushing into the swamp more lead into Mistlands, or have I gone? Ah, no, you are going the right way. This is the way you need to go, but you need to get through this swamp path, and then you'll go over the ocean. And then there's, honestly, it's going to be an adventure. But yeah, you're going the right way. You just have to keep going down this path, basically, and you'll eventually get to Mistlands. You will get to the Ark as well and all of that. So, oh, that'll be an experience for you. All right, so in this case, I'm gonna try and I wanted to like have the barrels a little bit closer, and they're not gonna be set perfectly. So instead of starting with the barrel, what I'm gonna start with is the first piece, which I won't even be able to place fully. Let's see, how do I want to make these? Do I want them to come out all the way, or for the barrels to clip a little bit? I think just something like this. It's going to be a little bit offset, and then each piece, let's say it will be, maybe we're going to put it like halfway down, right? So we'll just keep doing this horrible shift, not using snap points, eyeing it nonsense. And basically, we're going to see if this can make a reasonable little storage thing. I seem to be going a little bit too far down, though. Hey, and then that's like the last of our black marble, so it actually works out. And I guess for now, I can just leave it like that. You see that I messed the pattern up. I start getting too big. That's why these things have to practice a little bit. And then basically, we would have done the barrel placement first so that we could then clip the brick, the black marble, into the barrel. So I did it backwards in this case, but just to get a sense of the spacing. So then we'd put something here and do it like this. Yeah, so I would place it closer, pretty much. And this is what we were doing earlier, but we want really is to then design it so we can stack another one on top of it. And I think we can do that probably by like doing this sort of thing. Makes sense? We'll see though, because we still got to figure out exactly how to work it. But I think maybe we can like maybe do that, and then I don't know. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm feeling like making progress, but I need some coal, actually. So I'm gonna turn off this conveyor to keep stealing all the coal, and we're gonna use it. The first sign's going to be here. And I like it when they're separated and basically easy to read. So, color equals white. Oh, I did it backwards. Wait, did I actually do it backwards? Oh, no, I didn't label it, of course. I just did the color. Oh, I have an idea, actually. What if... Because I don't like how big the sign is. So what if I clip the sign into the ground a little bit? How's that going to be? Let's see. Where's my coal? There we go. Thank you, thank you. What if we do something like that? And then we do the thing from earlier. Color equals white. And then spaces all the way. And then dot here. And then what we're going to do is use this part. And it's just going to be wood for now. Hey, I'm liking that. I think that's simple enough for me for now. There's something, I don't know, there's something about the signs when they just are as big as they normally are. I don't know, it just feels a little clunky. I don't know. This looks promising. I think that's good enough for the one unit. So now how to make something alright that stacks on top of it. Because we can stack the barrels if we just build like, I think I just have to build something like this, right? Yeah, something really simple. You can even line it up, right? See that? That's so easy. Just line the lines up. Yeah, yeah. And then we should just be able to stack a barrel on top of it. Ah, I see. Yeah, it doesn't work if we're using the highlight of the barrel. So this actually needs to be just a little bit higher. So you line the thing up like that and then just pop, right? Easy peasy. And now we can place the barrel, basically. And then we can get rid of this. And in theory, the barrel's just going to stay here. Yeah. But now, how do we handle labeling everything, right? Because we had that handy dandy little system. But now, there's that part and this part. So are both of these wood? But then that'll expand this out a lot, but we would need like a label for each thing. So like this would work for when there's loads of something, like an absolute load of it, but it doesn't really work as like a vertical module. So what I'm more interested in is replacing, like basically making another one of these almost identical, just right above it. So that's why I think I have to figure something out with something like this. But I'm not sure how to make it look the way I want, because apparently I'm really picky now. So maybe the barrels kind of offset. But no, how would we make it so the barrel is behind this? That wouldn't work, would it? I just like how this looks. Maybe I can just keep it this way and just make a lot of them. I don't know, to be honest. I have too much attachment to these things. This part I'm bored on. The part I'm not bored on is how to do the part above it, right? Like I was thinking something like this had some kind of potential. Let me get it to snap right. There we go. You see what I'm saying? Like something like this, to me is interesting. So maybe I would line things up a little bit better. But that's more of like a protection for the storage system, right? Because stuff can't easily get through the black marble, things attack on the side, like that's pretty safe. Relatively safe, you know, Path of Magic safe, disclaimer. And then I guess you know what could use some kind of normal chest, but I don't know, to be honest. I feel like normal chests are lame. I really like these barrels. But I just can't wrap my head around how to then place the barrel in a way that would work here, you know what I mean? Because, okay, let's humor ourselves here. And what if we just made another one of these up there? How would that look? Did there just need to be this divider? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Let's place this. Now let's place just for kicks. We're gonna place that. And oh, actually, we don't even need to. There's loads of black marble. Wait, what? Ah, yeah, okay. So now I'll clip this down into it. Right? Like, yeah, there we go. There we go. Something like, I don't know, what looks, see, there it seems like it needs to have a different profile, right? The one that's easier to grab, you can clip more of it away. But then this one, it's almost like maybe just something like this might work, right? I mean, that looks rather, that part clipped a little bit, but let's see if I can get it down a little bit here. This is how it is, I guess. And then there we could have some kind of setup, but I see what's going on here. So basically, I'm using this to place the piece. So what I have to do is do it like this. This will be offset a little bit, and then that will allow me to like offset the thing below it, which will allow me to offset the sign and get that small sign look. Because that's, I know that sounds so silly, but that's really the thing that I've been trying to wrap my head around is like, how do I clip it into the sign properly? And I think that's what we're gonna go for. Yeah, so now in theory I can just do that. This isn't gonna be lined up perfectly, but I think we figured it out. Cause now, yeah, there we go, there we go. This will just be like here, and then I copy this, and then there we go. Nice. Well, that's a relatively safe place to rest. I I'm feeling good about this. I think this is the basic premise of what I was going for. Something that is a pattern that's tiered, right? That we can keep going up. And because we need to clip the sign for that look, I have to have this full piece here. Unless I were to use Growston or something. Because the problem with the black marble is there isn't a piece that's like the size I want, if that makes sense. I actually would need, like, this is a 1 by 1. I need like a 1/2 meter by 1/2 meter, right, as the division. But this, ooh, something got me. Sounded like a ghost. Definitely sounded like a ghost. You see how even with the builder's bell, I still managed to die. Welcome everybody, by the way. We are working on the Conveyor Swamp Crypt area, which is the beginning of a really, 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 really deep... It's your 2-star soul, man! I got killed... I'm glad I got killed by someone else's soul this time. I normally get killed by my own soul. Uh-oh. He got us. Did he get you again as well? The ghosts don't seem to care about the builder's bell, so I guess we actually have to fight this guy. That looks odd. Alright. I got my 25 health. Got my corpse run. What else do we need? Just the desire to free this guy. I think if I bring him up here, it'll be better. There we go. Now I just need stamina, and then I should be able to take care of him. The ghosts aren't actually that strong. Like, they don't have that much health, the 2-star ghosts. Compared to other 2-star enemies, at least. Oh, I'm missing. I didn't get rested, that was foolish. Hey, nice, good job. Well, the base is already more organized than it was when we started, like way more organized. Alright, and I'm feeling better about this here. This looks pretty solid. I think the only thing I might want to improve upon here is instead of using the wood like that, Could I use Grouston like this? Because then I can clip. Yeah, because the Grouston. Oh, that would work perfectly, wouldn't it? Because the Grouston. Okay, I don't know how that's going to look, but let's see how that looks. I have an idea. Alright, basically, you're going to do this. And it would probably be different in an actual corner piece, but we're going to act like we're making like a modular piece right here. And the different part is the sign basically can, yeah, there we go. It can go like this. And then we can try something like, did I copy it? I did copy it. That was smart. Oh, I did it backwards. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, there we go. And it looks like it needs to be a little bit taller, so we're gonna go with something like this, and then just paste it. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. I think I like the look of it more when it's all dark, so I'll probably stick with the way I did it earlier. But definitely interesting how the Grouston has the different like angles that you can clip things into. I find that to be quite interesting. So what's the basic premise here? We have to have a back wall, and then the back wall will get another piece on it, and then that piece has to be angled or offset. And in this case, this actually isn't offset enough. So let's make sure we have this one piece set up exactly how we need it. And we're going to aim for like maybe a quarter of it offset, right? Something like that. That looks all right. And then when we actually place these, maybe because it's small, I can make, because the gap thing won't be here. So I don't know how to deal with that, because this is like a 1x1 thing, right? And then when I try and do this, I'll have to wrap my head around that. No idea how to do that really, but we'll deal with that when we come to it. For now, let's clear this from earlier. Thank you. All right, so we basically make this piece, and I guess it has to be aligned sort of, at least a little bit, with this one. So it looks like I'll need to get in the habit of offsetting by roughly a quarter. This isn't a full quarter, but that way whenever I offset, I can get used to like always offsetting by the same amount. Otherwise, I'm going to get very confused later on. So we have that part set up. And now what we would need is the barrel itself. But last time I placed it maybe a little bit... Look, because I don't have to have it perfectly centered, right? And it was actually too close last time, so... Maybe if we get in the habit of putting it at the back of that piece, because this is replicatable, right? And I'm basically going to reproduce this across this area. So if I get this piece right, I can do the rest without really thinking that much. Just the next thing is the label, essentially. And this isn't centered very well, but that's fine. And for this... Oh no, we place... I remember now. We place this piece. It's like a puzzle, right? We place this piece, and then we place the last of it. So here's the thing. How would we like it to look, really? I kind of like it when it has that more rounded look, whereas here it's more of a pointed look. So let's go with halfway through the first rung, so to speak, so you still get that round look. And then we're going to go with our sign right here. Now, is this right? No, I need to flip it. There's so much glare from the... One second, I'll fix that actually. I think I could just take the headlight off. It's probably not necessary right now. Yeah, there we go. So what we're doing is the same thing. And probably I should remove this because it's getting in the way of the storage system. Let's see, I gotta get my original bones here. There it is. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Now we just fill that back up. No problem. I'll try not to die there again. Although, no promises. All right, I'm feeling good about this. I like so more of the barrel available up there, and then less of the barrel available here. And I can place all the barrels. That's the first thing to clip in, and then the next thing should be pretty easy. I'll just need to make it all symmetrical. In this part, I'm just going to accept there won't be a view. Sorry, there won't be a view over here. And it's gonna just be the first part of the area that is developed, and we should be able to store approximately 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
Makes sense. I didn't even have my...
16 barrels, something like that. Should probably be good. So for now, I'm gonna put this back on. And we're going to clear all of this stuff, because now we have the basic framework, and I just need to extend it out over here. So let's get all this stuff. We've got a bunch of nonsense in our inventory we don't need. And also these pieces here will have to be redone, because it's actually the barrels that are going to decide where everything else goes. So let's place one barrel just to put all of the stuff in here. And then grab all of these. There we go. Now we'll be able to expand this. This looked solid. I think this framework can stay. So we'll just advance the pattern continuously across this wall. Just like this. Let's make a stone cutter.
I got 39 barrel hoops, but I went the wrong way, so I'm lost in the swamp. I'll
Hey.
hopefully be there soon.
No, it's fine. I have plenty to do this. That's just so we have enough to, like, you know, this can be a place
Organize
with barrels,
everything.
and having barrel hoops is awesome. They're really cool. Exactly. Organize everything. All right, how's this gonna work? I guess. Ah, there we go. Figured it out. Okay. That goes there. This goes here. I guess for now I can just leave it be. This didn't actually need to tilt that way. That was unnecessary. We can just have it like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool. So that goes there. Then the floor has a little bit of a thing here, but I don't think it'll matter because we're about to cover it all up. So we'll have some kind of thing coming out here. And maybe that means I should start the barrels, like placing them in a way that keeps that in mind. Because the pieces are going to clip into each other. So it'll be a little bit harder in that spot to put the sign. So let's actually place them. Because if we figure this part out, that is what's going to happen, basically. And that'll allow us to figure out what's going to happen there. Because if we had both of them next to each other, that wouldn't work. So it looks like we sort of avoid the corner area. And maybe that can be where the excess from spacing these not fully a meter out will go. Yeah, okay. So I should just sort of avoid that corner. We're going to go with something simple. How can I do this consistently? I guess I can aim. I can aim at the back, and it's red. And if I go down, it turns white. Boom. That's the moment. That means I can replicate that anywhere along here. It's red, goes down, turns white. That way, I know that I'll equalize it, and it'll be the same based on the back wall. So let's go with something like here. And now we need this to not be 1 meter away, but to be more than 1 meter away. And this is where we just have to eye things and hope that I get it right. And I'm not always going to get it right, but it looks like pretty much something like this will have to do. There we go. That's good enough for now. There's like, this one is spaced out a little bit more. Let's see. Maybe we can make that work. How's that? That's a pretty small gap, to be honest, but that's okay. The thing is, we could then find another one here, but this is where it turns, right? So then when I do this one, it would be right here. And that clips the signs into each other even more. So in this area, instead of having one, or instead of having two of them, it pretty much just needs to have one. And it would need to be done first so that you can then clip all the other black marble into this one spot. So with that in mind, I'm going to place this as if it's centered. Like that. And it looks like I'm being a little bit misled by the gray in the floor. So let's make sure I'm actually paying attention to the correct line. Yeah, it's right here. I mean, let's redo that. Here we're gonna have to go, and we would go down and see. Normally there would be stone floor to clip to, but there's just that other one. So there we go. That should be better. Now I'm not being misled by the floor anymore. This may seem like nitpicky, but if you don't get these little fail points in, then when you fill the pattern, it's kind of stressful because you realize you can't complete the pattern and then you have to redo stuff, and it's lame. So now we have our start point and we have our end point, so to speak, and we have this area here, which technically, yeah, I don't want to extend it too much more because when these things reset, they're going to probably destroy this part here. I think this will be safe, so I'd say this is probably far enough. But we're going to go with something like that, but we need the floors behind it because we're actually going into the gap, and that's going to change where these things show up. So for now, let's just focus on this one wall. This looks like it'll get us 10 barrels worth of organized storage. So all I have to do is find the sort of right sweet spot for how far these things need to be from each other, and then fill it up. And it'll be a little bit of guesswork at first because I'll probably have to redo it, but that's a pretty big gap. So, I see the pattern. I'm doing it backwards. So you want to find the two endpoints. We have our endpoint there, and now we want to place the barrel halfway between each of these two barrels. Now that can be a little bit confusing, right? Because sometimes the snap points aren't, so to speak, equal. But that looks solid. Oh, he poisoned me. Is it too late for me now? I think it is. That devil. I didn't even know he was there. Oh no, I might live. Maybe I'll live. I'm not gonna live. Poison resistance too late. Tragic. Tragic. Well, I hadn't died in a while, so I guess that makes sense. When I worked on the inn the other day, that was like one of the longest stretches of dying. Let's see if the ooze left us alone, though. Yeah, looks like he's gone. All right, lucky me, lucky me. Okay, so now we place these, and we just keep that pattern going, right? So we place the barrel halfway between. So now we do it again. We place the barrel halfway in between. Let's just line up the snapping points. And then boom, halfway in between. And then halfway in between. Hey, you gotta respect the builder's bell, Mr. Droger. What are you doing? Nonsense. Just nonsense. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May as well turn this back on for a bit. Here we go. All right. And then we could keep this going, but now I'm feeling nervous about that crypt. I sort of want to I want to reset it so then I can know with certainty how much of this stuff is going to be clipped and destroyed. So what I'm going to do is extend this floor out here, and then also extend this pattern here. And then when I'll take a little break in a little bit. I'll go AFK and put the stream pause screen on. And then while I'm doing that, I'll reset this crypt and I'll see how much I have to work with absolute certainty. Because this is going to get deleted by the reset, right? And every time it resets, you know, the crypt is going to come back. So having it like accessible and easy to get to is going to be important. I think it'll delete everything up to here, but we'll see later on. I know that this area is safe, so I'm just going to try and get this one wall patched up so that we can then take our break and then come back and finish up the whole pattern. And then I'll probably do some crypt raiding because I really want to actually have the experience of taking the stuff and tossing it out while we're doing the crypt. To be honest, that sounds really fun. So here we are. I'm going to go like this. And now we do the first part. And here, what did we do? I think here we cover more of it. That was the design before. Let's see. So I could do it like that, but we're going to go like this so that we can get that sort of third look from the sign. I don't know if you noticed that. But we also need to make sure that the barrel is basically centered. So maybe because... Nah, that's alright. We'll do it this way. I'll just eye it, and we're on the back corner. So probably just like that. Then we do it again. What we're looking for is to have like that gap in between each of the units. And as long as we have that gap, that is what we're going for. Something like this looks fine. Now it's pretty easy because I'm working on like a straight wall. But the next one, right, if I use this, it's not going to work. So I have to switch the snap points and now clip in here while this guy's trying to kill me. What? Ah, okay, it's just a normal skeleton. There we go. And then that, I just need to copy the pretty much same pattern over. Boom, there we go. Now we have the basics of the first row of our storage system. Now I can just place the signs and actually have the signs placed. And we'll find like the things that we want to organize the most, so to speak. We'll put them here. There we go. And now we're going to do... This is just the placeholder. So it's going to say white and then place. This just is placeholder. Place H. Okay. Now we're going to copy this. This is the white one. So it's going to alternate between white and cyan. So there we go. White, white, white. And here we have... color equals, and then our hex code from earlier, which I happen to still have up. But we need the hex part, otherwise it's not going to work. So boom. And then this one, just another place H. And at the end, we're going to put one dot, and that tabs it out so it goes to the top of the sign. Now we just copy this, and then that will be our pattern pretty much for the first row. And then we need to do the top part. This part, I'm going to practice one time with, because I need to make sure that this offset here is actually enough for it to work how I'm expecting. Because I kind of feel like this piece could be inset more, and it might look better. So we're going to build a temporary little thing to clip into here. And see, if I place this here... It's out a whole unit. But what if I start by moving it in by a quarter? Perhaps we can get that tiered look. And now that I've placed one of them, right, I can then use this for the others. And in theory, it'll work. And now that that happened, though, we'll have to move this even further back because it was built with one offset and I added another offset, right? So instead of just being here, one offset, it needs to be even further, which actually looks like it requires changing this piece so that there is more room to snap onto. And you see what I mean? You have to figure out all these little nuances of the one modular piece. And then once you get that, you're golden. So this is one offset. We're basically trying to now center the piece with this, right? Just like that. And we're going to use this piece for the foundation of the rest of the stuff. So that is probably fine. It doesn't really need to be taken out that much. So I'm just going to leave that piece as is, to be honest. We can probably just delete it and then fill in the wool from before, just like that. Because we only need this top piece to be offset. So now we're just going to keep going. And I won't do the whole thing. I'm just going to do it enough to get this row here, right? Now we're making some progress. So because we offset this a little bit, see? It should give it more of like a tilted look. Nope, 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 nope. You brought some friends. Or maybe you saved me from them and I'm blaming you for bringing them. I'm trying to get in the habit of shooting this builder's bell. It looks so cool. Hello, Kit Fury. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, let's see. So now we're making the top part of it, and we're gonna go for the same kind of thing as before, where we place the barrel, right? But it would probably be beneficial here. I need to have something I can stand on. So let's make a really simple little platform. That'll allow us to get the angle we need here. And we're going to use the same strategy. We go look at the wall and then go down until it clips. And that's our spot, right? Like right there. So let's try and line it up here. We look at the barrel down there, go up, try and keep it safe, and look for it to go here. The sort of problem now, though, that I'm thinking about it, is this barrel has a different hitbox. So, I'll do an example. If we put this one here, and then we put this one forward, for example, when we're looking here and we're right in front of it, I guess it won't really matter, actually, because it's this part that blocks the hitbox. So it's all about how it looks visually. And basically, we're going to have another sign there, and that's going to block a little bit of the hitbox. So I guess, yeah, realistically, it should be closer, but still able to get the clip in to place the sign on. And that's what this next part is. So we'll place that first piece, and then we would go like this and do something along the lines of either that or like this. I'm thinking something like this. It needs enough space just for the sign, basically. Just like that. And then let's place our sign here. Ooh, whoa, whoa, I went all sideways. And then hopefully that's enough for the words to show up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. And so that is our pattern. We now actually have it set up. Let's turn this off for a second. There we go. It's pretty simple. And a lot of work for just a little storage area. But I like how it looks. And it sort of goes with the dark look of the crypts, right? So we're going to go in there. That's happening. And then I just need to fill this up. So now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill the rest of these. And let's set this up. So what did I determine here? Doesn't matter if... No, the barrel's still pretty easy to get. So we're going to just keep that same pattern going, I suppose. Although it was actually kind of nice to have the barrel out further. But I don't think it matters that much, so we're just going to keep going. Now we're going to find the center of this part. It's almost here, more like there. Go back, and then boom, right there. Now same center. There's the other barrel. It's offset a bit this time, probably about there. Now, next barrel. See how we can just, once we have it set up, we just keep the basic pattern going, and then continue, continue, continue. There we are. Now all of those are placed. That looks like a pretty big gap, to be honest. Looks like I kind of messed that up a little bit. So, doesn't really matter a whole lot, but it'll be harder to fix later. So I'm going to be nitpicky now when I can just do this very simply. And here, it may look like that is a perfect gap, but it's not. So we need to be a little bit to the right of that. Probably something like this. Yeah. And then... I see. So what is throwing it off here? It's just the gaps down there don't match. So if I make it match here, it won't look like it matches. So let's forget about that and just focus on matching the barrels instead of making it right. Because if we make it right, but we didn't make it right the first time, then it's not going to work. What was that? Ah, I see. Looks like you were trying to make something. Brutal. So we need more builder's bells. Make it so when the monster attacks us, they attack the builder's bell by mistake. It's funny. Although this foreman has stayed alive really well. I'm honestly quite impressed with that. Very impressive. Alright, we have our placeholders there. That's looking good, looking good. Alright. Oh no, I messed up this piece here. I see, I didn't notice that the first time. Let's place it. There we go. That's better. Now we're going to line up the barrels properly. There we go. This barrel is around right here, so let's place it. Then this barrel around right there. This barrel pretty much right there. Now we just place our final cubes, so to speak. And for simplicity's sake, I'll start over here so I don't have to change the snap points later. And we're looking for... We go approximately halfway through the wood on that first rung. So pretty much like that. Then we just keep redoing this, using the barrel as our guide. And there we go. Now they look like they have their little holster things. And we're going to go with another sign. What's this? What's going on here? Alright, alright. Go down. Looks like we're almost done here. That's awesome. I'm genuinely excited to do some crypting, to be honest. After I get back from my break, that's what we're gonna be doing. The sunken crypts are loco, but now we have a way to actually deal with all the things from the sunken crypts. And if I can figure out the splitter thing while I'm on the break, it's gonna be even better. Alright, we have our placeholders. Those are all good. Now, that one is cyan, that one's white. Alright, so we're gonna just invert the pattern. So here we go, and then here we are. And now this, oops, nope, no, cancel. And copy that, and then put it here and here. So now we have our storage system, or the basics of it. A lot of work for everything to get set up, but I like it. I like it. It's easy to see, and We just need to see now how much of this destroys this little area over here. And then boom, look at that. All right, awesome. All right, that's it for this episode, everybody. I will be back probably in like 30 minutes or so with the next episode where we will be working more on this area, but with clearing some of this as well. So it'll be a bit more combat in the sunken crypts. I'll probably die a bunch and smelt some of the iron as I'm dying. That's the general idea. So I'll see you in the next one. For now, let's deal with this. Obviously an inconvenient place to put the builder's belt, but that's okay. All right, everybody. Ciao. Thanks for watching another episode of The Path of Magic. All of the crazy nonsense that you've been seeing so far has been done with Expand World Prefabs. Expand World Prefabs is a fantastic server-side BepInEx mod developed by Yer. And if it wasn't for Yer's hard work, none of this would be possible. So I strongly encourage you to support Yer if you can. And if you're interested in supporting my work, there's two ways that you can do so. By getting your own dedicated Valheim server at Zap Hosting. I've got lots of tutorials showing you how to set everything up, and it doesn't even take that long. All you'll need to do is go to the link in my description, zaphosting.com/jpvalheim. That'll get you set up with the BepInEx server straight away, and then you just need to change a couple config files, and I have all of the information that you need for that. The second way is to support me on Patreon, and you can just check out the link in the description below if you're interested in doing that. I understand that some of you might want to support me, but, you know, you're not going to get a server to do so, so here you go. Now you have a way to do it. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next episode of The Path of Magic. Bye-bye.